Karma doesn't rest on the individual alone. Karma is really a web of action that includes you and others and the divine. And it is because of this that we always chant Shanti 3 times at the end of a mantra. Have you noticed? Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The word Shanti, which is simply translated as peace, is repeated 3 times in order to acknowledge and pray to or for these 3 sources or origins of karma. So, what are these 3 sources of karma? It's called 3 sources of karma. The first, adhyatma karma, means my actions. My actions, the results of my actions. This has to do with your will, your choice, your sovereignty, your individual actions. Everyone has choice, some more than others. That is true. Some of us at certain times in our lives more than at other times in our lives. So choice is in degrees and is on a spectrum for sure, but everyone has some degree of choice. Let's say you have a job that you have to go to, or responsibilities that you have to tend to, or family members that you need to tend to in the morning. Well, if you wake up earlier in the morning, which you have some will to do, then you have even more choice of what to do in the morning. And you can choose to do yoga or mantra sadhana or journal or go for a walk or drink a cup of coffee or check your social media. You can choose what to do at that time. And then the choice you make will have particular effect for you and for others. Okay. So individual choice, individual karma, adhyatma karma. Then we have the next one is adhibhuta. Adhibhuta. Adhibhuta is other people's actions. So my actions have an effect on me. Other people's actions have an effect on me. Other people and their actions falls into the category of adhibhuta. What does that mean? That means the people that you live with, your friends and neighbors, your enemies, if you have enemies, your coworkers, your colleagues, your competitors, government bodies, so groups, organizations, systems of people, other people in all of its forms, family, and so on. Okay? Every person with whom you interact with directly or indirectly, other people's choices have an effect on you. And this is the second source or origin of karma. What does it mean, origin of karma? So those things that influence your life. One is your actions. Next is the actions of other individuals, groups, and systems of people. Your mother's choices and the influence of other people on your mother when you were in the womb has an impact on you. That's adhibhuta. Okay? The adults who raised you and who were responsible for you when you were a child, that is adhibhuta. If you're an employee, your boss, they make decisions that influence you. That's adhibhuta. If I'm about to teach and my child throws a temper tantrum right before, that's adhibhuta having an influence on me. Okay, other people. Okay. Adhidaiva, adhidaiva. This is the third source or origin of karma. Adhidaiva is, we can call the divine, which is what daiva essentially means, daiva. It is cosmic intelligence, the natural world. So that includes, weather and acts of nature and so on, but it also includes acts of the divine will, cosmic order. Ishwara's intelligence or divine intelligence built into the manifestation. That is adhidaiva. It is unseeable, but real. And we acknowledge that there is an aspect of our individual experience that is not due to my actions and not due to the actions of others, but due to unseeable forces. Take coming to this class. You choose whether to join this class or not. It's up to you whether you make the time or you have the time and you remember the time, you put it in your calendar, you get yourself set up, you let your family members know. There's some of this is subject to your control, right? So it's up to you to some degree. Adhyatma, karma, your sovereignty. Then there's adhibhuta. So let's take me. I'm to you, I'm the other. I'm adhibhuta. Do I show up? Maybe something happens. Maybe I take a nap in the middle of the afternoon and sleep right through the class, and there's no class. You don't have any control over that. Of course, I have others in my life who influence me, right? So that's adhibhuta, others. You have very little control, less than you think over others, but some, right? And then there's adhidaiva, right? Let's say we all do our absolute best and we all are here ready and able and willing to show up. And then there's a huge lightning storm and Kaya's internet doesn't work. Adhidaiva, did we have any control over it? Very little, if any. Do we have any influence over that? So we have the most influence, even though it's limited. Okay, we all have limitation. Nobody has total choice and total free will in life due to the laws of karma. But of the three, we have the most influence over our own actions, at least over our own inner attitude that we cultivate, given our circumstances and limitations and choices. Okay, so Shanti, we pray to Adhyatma. May my actions be in accord with Dharma or be in accord with what I'm pursuing or what I want. Adhyatma. May my actions be good, be right, be in accord. Then Adhibhuta, we have some influence over others, other individuals in your life, and even other, systems and organizations of people. Okay? But not as much as you have over yourself. You have some, if any, control over others, adhibhuta. And so we pray for that. May other people's actions and choices be in accord with dharma. Other people have a will, just as you do. May their actions be in accord with dharma, shanti. And then finally, adhidaiva, this divine principle, those unseeable forces over which I have maybe no or a teeny tiny little bit of control. We'll talk about that. Okay, that divine will, divine action, the laws of the cosmos, divine intervention, shanti, may that too be in accord with dharma, be in support. It's not entirely up to me, the individual. It also depends on others, and it depends on those unseeable factors, those divine forces. Shanti, shanti, shanti. We engage with adhibhuta, is in right relationship with others, right relationship with organizations and systems of people. If it's part of your swadharma, your individual duty to be an activist or to be, in healing and transformational work or whatever way you have influence over people, as a parent, as a child, as a sibling to someone. In all of these ways, you can have influence, positive influence over people. And how you relate to this adhidaiva and have some positive influence here is through prayer, mantra sadhana, and other ways of being in relationship with the divine, otherwise known as bhakti. And this kind of view is really a view of life that is all inclusive and acknowledging of the complexity of life, and that we have a responsibility, but at the same time, it's not all up to us. Okay.